What is up, everybody? Been a minute, but we got some content today. On top of trying to, answer everybody's questions from that Q&A post I posted, I'm also gonna try and put in a compressor today. We got Jacob on his way to Johnstone right now to go ahead and pick it up. So I'm just waiting for confirmation that he got it, so I can start getting everything prepped over here. Working on this little Goodman gas pack. I'll show you guys where I found the leak. Before Jacob gets here, let's try to see if I can answer everybody's questions that have been thrown at me in the past week. All right, first thing, all I'm doing right now is just trying to get everything prepped for when he brings the compressor. He literally just shot me a text saying that he picked it up, so he's on his way now. Let me show you guys. That's all we got to get replaced today. Just this little thing. I'm gonna go ahead and also cut out the filter dryer. Cut everything out, honestly, but I'm gonna just do that for him. And I think I'm gonna let Jacob braze today. But speak of the devil, he's calling me. So the first question that I got was, somebody asked me what made me get into this line of work. I really honestly couldn't give a concrete answer. As much as I like tinkering and fixing, working on my own car and stuff, heating and air is probably like the second job I've legitimately ever had. First job I had was working at Discount Tire, and again, as much as I love cars, I didn't want that to be like my everyday thing and kind of like play that out. I like to do that stuff and customize, work on stuff on the side, and I do that stuff with my boss all the time. But heating and air was something that just easily I just picked up on at community college, and I just ran with it, dude. I knew somebody who happened to have a family member in construction, and with ease he got me an interview. I think it only took him, from the time that me and him had a conversation about it, I got an interview with a company in Michigan within like a week, and I jumped right in it. They were willing to work with me throughout school. We were doing hotels and stuff. It was really fun. I was a duct runner for like a whole solid year, and as much as I really enjoyed that stuff, I do not want to do installs anymore. Like, I'll do it if I have to, obviously, but it's like when you run like 300 feet of duct in a couple days, or a week or whatever, and it's just like the same layouts on every floor, dude, that stuff just gets played out. But I thoroughly enjoy the career path I've taken. There's no doubt about that. Next question is, once I got into the field, how long did it take for me to start doing everything on my own? Honestly, so I'm just gonna take this from like a service tech perspective of me doing service, because I didn't know jack crap. I was still going to school when I started installing. But when I was going to school, they kind of taught me a little bit of the service side and gave me a good foundation. And I grew up in an area that was pretty much just gas systems. So when I came down here and my boss reached out to me through Indeed, and we had to sit down and everything, and he asked me what was I comfortable with, I said gas systems, just straight off the bat. That was I'd probably say my third month down here, and I worked for a previous company in the area installing heat pumps and some gas systems, but as far as service, I didn't know anything about servicing heat pumps. So I told him, I was like, if you can show me how heat pumps work, I will. And like how to diagnose them, the different versions of them, the different brands and everything. I was like, I'll get a good grip on it after a little while. So he had me in the truck for about, I want to say, and he may watch the video and post a different time, but I think I was in the truck with him for about 2 weeks, and you know, it was a kind of good mix and mesh of him doing the service calls and me watching, and then me kind of stepping in and giving him like, hey, I think the issue is this, like, what about going down this route? And we'd, you know, figure out the problem. So I'd probably say for me to feel like I had a really good grip on everything and being able to run the truck myself, a good month. I was having issues diagnosing reversing valve issues, because I didn't know you could just swap out the solenoid for the reversing valves. I kept like diagnosing and quoting out for entire reversing valve reversing valve swap outs, and after about like the third one, I think my boss was like, are you just replacing these because they're not switching over? I was like, yeah, the voltage supposed to go there, it's going there, but like it's just not, you know, not hearing the click and the magnet isn't swooshing or whatever. He was like, it could just be the magnet. So that was an eye-opener on that one. But I felt comfortable I could get most of these situations or issues fixed after about a month of riding with him and seeing how heat pumps worked. Next question comes from my man Ramsey. How long do you think it's going to be before you start your own business? Dude, I have no idea. I get asked that question, shoot, even by my own boss, you know, the real, not Jacob, but the other real chubby guy you guys see on my YouTube channel. I mean, like, he'll ask me that all the time, when you gonna leave and do your own thing? Dude, I don't know. I enjoy doing what I'm doing right now. I guess that's one of those things where, like, you know you're gonna do it when that's really like on your mind, like, okay, I'm done working for somebody else. I'm willing to take that risk to do my own thing. And right now I don't even think I have like really all the knowledge. I mean, you guys help me out a lot with most of the service calls that I go on. So if I were to just jump out into the field right now, I'd probably say I could be okay. I mean, but I'd be calling a lot of close friends all the time, which probably some people do. I just don't want to be that person. I'm not trying to say you need to know everything before you go into business, but you have to be confident in your skills that you can at least either get majority problem solved or have the tenacity to do it. And I just don't think I'm there mentally right now. And it takes a lot to, you know, be able to sit back, look in the mirror and just say, no, I'm not ready. And that's the honest to God conversation I've had with myself, is I'm just not ready yet, unfortunately. But I would like to. Next question is pretty much advice about what advice I would give to somebody thinking about or just getting into the trade, or think about getting into it. And I'd probably have to say, this trade is, in my opinion, the best. You got to know a little bit about everything, man. You got to know a little bit of how carpentry works. Sometimes you got to build out platforms and whatnot. You got to know about basic drain lines / plumbing stuff. Knowing how to braze, which is, from what I was taught in school, just a different form of welding. So that's cool. You need very good mechanical and technical skills. I mean, like, it blends a lot of the other trades together very nicely, in my opinion. Unfortunately, I feel like we're the only trade that, you know, gets put on the back burner as far as like what everybody plans. I mean, you got to know how to work around everybody else sometimes. But this trade is definitely for somebody who likes new places, meets new people. If you're good with people, you got to know how to be good with customers. So if you've ever had a job where you were just like working at a front desk or something and always having to talk to somebody, you'll be good. If you know how to sell stuff, great. But for the most part, it's a trade that can teach you a new thing every single day. And I stand firmly by that. There will be a lot of repetitive days, you know, that first time summer comes around and everybody's capacitors are messing up. So it may seem like you're just swapping out capacitors or shorted out contactors for like a couple days straight. But for the most part, you're gonna run into a new issue all the time, especially if you wind up getting into like commercial, which, and that's a whole nother thing, right? You know, we got different levels of the field that you can get into that could just very much suit whatever your skill set is. If you're better at designing ductwork than you are actually putting it together, hey, maybe that's what you got to do. If you are way better at solving the problem on a system as opposed to installing the unit, you know, maybe that you're going to end up being a service tech. So I mean, but there's always room for growth. Dang, I hope I answered that question right. I feel like I did. I know this is my Q&A, but I just want to ask you this question because it's a good one. What are some things you do to not get frustrated or overthink on a service call, you know, for a diagnosis? And don't just say you called me or Chad.
I look at my book sometimes.
What book? Show me the book. Where is the book in there? You always be saying you got the book on you. I don't be believing you. You keep the book in the service body? Okay, find the book.
Just gotta figure out which one. This shit is just so fucking...
You organized it. It's your truck. What you mean? I know. Keeps it in a Milwaukee tool bag to protect it from the environments.
You got that one. You got this one.
Okay, so you just go straight to the book.
Yeah.
So I mean that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'd probably say one of the things that I do is just get kind of like how you're going to the book. I just kind of think back to the basics. The basics of how the path of electricity works on systems. You know, I mean, obviously it depends on what are you working on. Are you trying to figure out a refrigeration issue? Or are you trying to figure out an electrical issue? You just got to go back to the basics on what the system is supposed to be doing in the mode that you're running it in. I mean, that's the best I can. That's the best I can really do. Every once in a while, I'll try to YouTube the situation beforehand, and probably phone a friend. But you just gotta break it down as best you can to what the system should be doing, figuring out what it's not doing, and figure out where it overlaps at. Most I could say is keep it simple. And the systems aren't too complicated. They're just starting to get complicated now. Have you come across the systems with the Bluetooth control boards yet? I'm not gonna say I hate them, but I definitely don't like it.
I don't like the fact that even if you hold your phone up to it and it still says it works, it's not gonna work. I've had 3 of them where I put my phone up to them, nothing's popped up, nothing else is shown. So
the systems are getting easier. I'm not gonna say easier, but they're starting to give a lot of technicians a good, better footprint of where the problem might be, especially with these newer control boards that you got to use through an app. I just hate that there's like 5 different apps for everybody. It's getting old. But let's get this compressor in. I'm done with this Q&A now. It was fun though. It feels weird, but it was fun. Yeah, because somebody was here like a month ago for this preventative maintenance. Somebody was here a month ago.
it's not supposed to be. Shit was working when I was here.
I'm messing with you. I didn't even know here. But when I took that panel off, I saw all the oil residue and everything around here on the unit. So I didn't even bother hooking up. I just took the plug off, and you can kind of see already. I've never seen it peel like this, but it was bubbling on this side of the plug. Can't braze that, so we quoted out for a new compressor. How old is this? I forget how old this is. I think it's like 2014, 2017, somewhere around there. 2015 Goodman. Got the nitrogen tank hooked up. Just brazing or purging out a little bit more. We set this to braze. Already got the filter line dryer in. Jacob, it's time to prove your worth. I'm joking. So if you don't have to use the wet rags, you don't have to use the wet rags. I already got the. I know I'm not using the wet rag putty, but this.
Just the same thing.
McCall's didn't have refrigeration technology, so I had to grab the new Calgon thermal trap. But it pretty much does the same thing. I will definitely say I like the new Calgon stuff better. I mean, not new Calgon. I'm sorry, I look messing up. The refrigeration technology stuff better. I've had this stuff just completely turn to liquid in the truck during like the dead of summer. It was just like a bottle of just putty water. So, quick question: which one would you start with? Which pipe would you start with first?
High side.
Huh?
High side.
Why? I'm not saying you're wrong or you're right. You can do whatever way you want. I'm just asking for your thought.
Oh, because it's right here.
I mean, technically, they're both right there.
I feel like this is a trick question.
I'm not going to say it's a trick question. All right, so look, right? So you got the low volt wires for the high pressure switch right here. So I would start with the suction line first. Just me. You can do whatever way you want. But I would start with the suction line first. Then once we make sure that that's good, I would disconnect these from there. Let it, move them out the way so that way that wire isn't touching against the pipe. Because once you get that hot, if this is rubbing up against there, you're going to melt, cause a short, boom, bada bing, we're bad news. So
we're back here again for another 5 hours. Thank you, sir.
I might turn the GoPro on and let it just, I'm going to go grab the GoPro so you can film you.
The foxtail.
It depends on the,
it
depends on the pipe.
So
the more foxtail you have, at least the way that I was taught at school, the more foxtail you have when just the acetylene is burnt out, the hotter it's going to be.
Okay.
So pretty much the bigger the pipe, the more foxtail you want.
Okay, so the smaller it is, you don't want that much heat because it'll pop a hole.
Or melt the pipe, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
So I know I'm missing the dang knob for that, for the oxygen side, but no, there you go. Which one are you gonna do first? Nope.
No.
Which one are you doing first?
This one.
Which pipe?
Oh.
The big pipe?
This side.
Do more. A little more. Right there. I'd go right there. And you want to see just like that. Now, obviously, let me go ahead and move the pipe.
Compressor wires?
Yeah. Heat up the coupling first and then move towards the pipe. Kind of do both at the same time. Yep. There you go. There you go. Keep on going until it gets like cherry red. Get it hot, you don't have to just leave it all in one. Just move the flame with the stick. Yep. There you go. You got to get the underside too. You can move the torch, yep. There you go. There you go. It's alright, just move it on. Yeah, let it melt on there. Yep, don't forget that other side. Got it?
No.
No?
No.
What's wrong?
On the other side.
What do you mean?
No, on the other side, no, I don't have it.
Oh, on the right side of it?
Yeah, on the right side of it. Damn,
So how you want to do it?
Ugly.
How you want to do it?
Hey, do it with burnt stick. Fold it.
I got more sticks.
Oh yeah, no, but that's how y'all do it. Y'all burn it, then you bend it.
You just put a heat spot and then you just bend it. So, honest to God, I could braze those together. I'm not going to. Do it right there. Yep. Yep. Okay. You could also do it with your finger. Some people do it with their finger. I just do it with the torch. There you go. Practice makes perfect. I know that you know this video is going on YouTube. Nobody's gonna blame you if the braze does not look tremendous. I feel like I got it. You feel like you got it? Oh, you ain't got it. You ain't got it. Go ahead.
I was gonna check.
Now, I know I put the GoPro away because I had to help you with this one, but just so y'all know, Jacob did that braze all by himself. I'm sitting in the chair. He did that one all by himself. He did that one too, but we all know that. But it seems like if you're looking directly at the pipe, you did good.
That one. Oh, what the fuck?
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's a heck of a lot easier to make it look really neat when it's facing you.
Yeah, I fucked up.
Why?
I missed a whole bunch on the bottom.
Hold on. Let's look and get it on camera.
There's a line that's down there.
Oh,
still.
I see. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So in a situation like this, right?
You just heat it back up.
You can move the torch any way you want. You can flip it upside down.
Mm-hmm.
You can move it all around. Same way with the stick. So do you want me to fix that, or you want to get? All right, we got time. It's only 9:30. All right, son. For your first in the field brazes, obviously there's a little bit of work to do on that suction line, but I'm not gonna be mad because I can't really judge because I made a good little droop on the filter line dryer. But we got the nitrogen tank on the test tightness. We're gonna start cleaning up and then weigh everything in, and we should be up out of here.
Okay.
I'm proud of you. You did good. Now there's something we can do if you want. We can take where'd you put the decompressor? Is it in the box?
Yeah. Ooh, I can see
what? Do you want to seal it off?
Oh, that's what you were about to say.
I was gonna say we could take it back to the shop and that could be your practice compressor.
What am I gonna hook it up to?
You talk about hook it up to.
Just braze it on, then braze it off, braze it on, braze it
Yeah,
off.
just to get more comfortable with it.
Oh, okay.
We can take pipe and bend it all in certain ways to make it seem like it's more, like difficult, like how the high side was kind of looped in front of here and everything. We can make it difficult for you, and then you can practice on it that way, if you want. If you want to, just fold the box up, put it in the back of my truck. I'll take it to the shop. See, write your name on it in markers so Chad knows not to throw it away.
And they banned me again for an extra 5 hours, so I was like, man, fuck.
We did it, boy!
And it's holding.
Man, that was. You feel more confident about yourself in brazing now? A little bit. You think you can do this by yourself? No. If we were to put a set of torches in your truck right now, you think you could have did this by yourself? Not in the same amount of time it took us to do this, but
Not
just
the same amount of time. But I know there'd be a phone call for at least the vacuum part.
Why?
So my vacuum.
Oh God, yeah, you don't have
the old school vacuum. I don't got much I have, so I don't know I don't know nothing about that.
Where your vacuum? You got a vacuum on the truck? When did he put a vacuum on your truck? Oh my God, where'd you get this?
That was on the Colorado.
Oh, that's the one Homeboy left. I think.
I know nothing about that.
I mean, it's pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same. You got the black hose I use goes on this port. If you were using your regular hoses off the manifold, you use that port. So that would
just pretty much just plug and play.
Yeah. It's the only thing different.
You'd have to with the microns though. I don't have a little.
It's in your It's in your gauges.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm not gonna say that's
you had that little reader thing.
That's not the preferred way. The best way is to have your own separate micron gauge, but Fuel Piece does have one built into their gauges. So in a pinch, I'll use that one because as you saw today, my Fuel Piece micron gauge by itself is not working. So let's go ahead, go inside, grab your probes, and we're gonna get on up out of here. I should be happier that everything got fixed, but I'm not, because something just had to go wrong as soon as I cut the video off. And I was taking my manifold gauges off. Low side first. Low side was fine. I take the high side off, and everybody knows, you get a little bit of spray back when you're removing your gauges, unless you have like those super low loss fitting ones that really don't spray anything. But nonetheless, I took the high side off, and what I thought was just refrigerant coming out of my hose, it was just spewing out of the high side port. And on those Goodmans, those Schrader, to my knowledge, as much as I've worked on them, those Core Max fittings, you can't just remove the Schrader cores out of those and then pop in new regular Schrader cores. You got to replace that whole freaking piece, and we don't keep the tool for that. There's a supplier locally that allows techs to just come in and borrow it. So I called them up. Somebody's got it right now. So I gotta come back here at another time and just fill that up. Thankfully, the house is vacant, so I'm not just, leaving a customer with no air conditioning and just saying, skip it. Because if that was the case, I would have tried to just put on either a charging tee or my core depressor tool, and just left it, kind of sealed up, at least to keep it going. But with it being a vacant, I just said skip it, let it blow everything out, because it was freezing my hand. And I put a cap on it just to make sure no more air would enter the system. So that ended. It was a great repair job. I mean, Jacob did great brazing. The pressure test was good. Delta T's were great. Pressures were good considering the temperatures outside right now were cold. I heated the house up internally, but it's still cold outside. So man, that was just terrible. That was terrible. So I'm gonna head to the local dump real quick, dump some of this trash, and get on the road for more service calls. So with that, guys, I appreciate it if you stuck all the way through this. Thank you for those of you that threw me some good questions to answer. I appreciate that, and I will catch you guys all on the next one. Peace. How'd you do what? Oh, I normally take the top off, the condenser. There's 4 bolts on that compressor, right? You got all 4 off? Yeah. All right, yeah. I normally take the condenser fan motor off and then pull the compressor out that way, because you got all the piping right there in the way.
It is off?
Yeah, I pulled the disconnect. It should be sitting on top of the thing.
Well, I heard the heat was on.
Yeah, it was running for a minute when I got here. All right. I don't know why it feels weird doing the Q&A now that you're here, because I feel like
your ass on a Wrangler commercial.
I feel like the moment I say something, you just go look at me stupid, like you lying. Nah. Damn, you couldn't have driven any slower to get here. Now I feel weird doing this in front of you.
It's been like a whole hour and a half.